Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the What's Left podcast. I'm Brad here with Jake and John. We'd like to give a big thank you to everyone who continues to like and subscribe to all of our different social media accounts on the Derealization Nation. Please check us out on YouTube, linked or nope, not LinkedIn, Substack, TikTok, and Threads. We appreciate all the continued support. Please feel free to stop by derealizationnation.com and pick up one of our union made t shirts. Support our cause. We really appreciate y'all being here. And tonight is a fun filled night talking about all of the ways that Donald Trump is fleecing us for all of our money. So I'll let John kick that off tonight.
What could be more fun than talking about getting fleeced by a fucking billionaire? That's just the theme of what's going on here. This is why we're not on LinkedIn, because it's a capitalist nightmare without being in that fucking cesspool. So anyway, we've got that. We've got an election going on in Tennessee right now. Tonight is election night for Afton Bain. The president was up all night tweeting, and it made him very sleepy during his cabinet meeting today, tweeting QAnon theories, double tweeting most things, nearly 150, 160 tweets, depending on who counted them. Either way, too many tweets. What the fuck is this guy on? Is he
Dude,
in the bubble? What are they what are they hitting him up
the
with?
best amphetamines that the government can prescribe, I'm telling you.
That's saying something. I mean, these I mean, are they like Nazi level amphetamines?
I'm about to
Probably.
say the same stuff they were feeding those SS soldiers.
Right? The kind of shit that gets you working across Russia in the middle of December. For sure. Because this man is on some shit. Jake, you called out your girl, Michelle Obama, said that she was using the auto pen to pardon people. Uh, Fucking, how do you feel about the president? First of all, he's obsessed with the Obamas, but doesn't usually bring Michelle into it. Um, but
And Michelle pardoned someone?
Yeah, she was operating. You know how her and Barack were always in the White House all the time.
Right, I
She,
forgot she's actually a first lady and did things. I forgot they can do things.
Listen, saying fuck Christmas is a thing, okay? Like that's not wanting to decorate,
Right.
not wanting to decorate the White House is probably the only time to me that Melania has been relatable. It's the only time that I was like, yeah, I get that.
If
Uh,
someone has like a small ego and they keep comparing themselves to everyone else.
for sure. But Speaking of comparisons, Sleepy Joe Biden was the moniker that Trump gave. One of his better nicknames. It's got a little roll to it, you know what I mean? It's not his worst, uh, but it's nothing compared to the amount of times that he fell asleep today listening to RFK Jr. passed out while Marco Rubio was talking to him. Was asleep during the Department of Education presentation from Linda McMahon. Woke up to do a press conference, which we'll talk about. But this man is clearly unwell and covering up just about everything from boat strikes to pedophile rings. Uh, and it's just incredible the way they keep this man uh, moving all the time, but it has its limits, and he just keeps falling asleep in public, and it's fucking embarrassing, quite frankly. I don't. I just don't think like the best idea would be to put a 3 hour long, boring ass board meeting on your schedule the day after you decided to stay up all night tweeting.
So that's my thing. Like, aside from the responsibilities of the president, no 80-year-old person can just keep that schedule, period, because they're 80 years old.
Right. Because you're fucking 80. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't understand. Like,
and
I don't
unhealthy as
expect
fuck.
any better.
And unhealthy as fuck. Like if you're being fueled by two filet fish jammed between the fucking Big Mac patty, like you're not in the fucking physical condition to be doing any of this. Um,
No.
yeah. He's still hiding the MRI results. He had his doctor write him a note, another one of those fucking glowing reviews that just, talks about how routine his non-routine things are. And I mean, just utter nonsense. But so we know nothing more now than we do about his taxes. He just will not, he just doesn't do any of the things that he should. But one of the things that he came out and said straight up was that affordability was a hoax. So from finding out about groceries mid election season last year and preaching on them and talking kitchen table issues to people because this is a man who knows. Now he wants everybody to shut up about it because it's fake and it's a hoax. It's a Democrat hoax. Guys, does affordability feel like a hoax to you?
Mm,
No, fuck no, it doesn't feel like a
oh,
hoax to me. I bought shitty coffee today and paid way too
Yeah,
much for it.
that's
Like
true.
just coffee alone is ridiculous, and that's like the one drug they allow us to have all the time,
yeah.
and then they
It's
just keep raising the price of it.
well, if you had been buying cheaper coffee from the beginning, maybe you would have been able to afford more things. Uh, but you just love your fucking lattes from, Tim Hortons or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm not even like I'm one of the people that's like I don't give a fuck about a Starbucks. I drink a black
Right.
coffee. I don't need a $5 black coffee. So I'm never the one who missed my housing market opportunity because I bought too many fucking lattes.
No, definitely not. Nothing better than a speed.
Outside of a trip or two to treatment, I've maintained a job for the entirety of my adult life.
Yeah.
And I don't, I
What?
mean, maybe I was fearless when I was 23, but the last 5 or 6 years have been spent exclusively trying to save every penny to purchase
Yeah.
my home. And now it just keeps getting worse.
Well, it's not Jake's generation that gets bashed for the coffee purchases, but Jake is definitely not a stay at home and make a cup of coffee kind of guy. I don't.
No, but I will say my generation, the fact that we're so involved in like cute coffees is like on TikTok, it'll be like, this is like the price of two Starbucks coffees this week. And it's like you're comparing like buying something to your weekly coffee intake. Like buying a purchase, like a full-on purchase
Right.
to a coffee a week. Like
Right.
that's crazy.
Clothes that you will wear,
Yeah.
or yeah, stuff that you
Like
need.
oh, you can get this nice hoodie that keep you warm in the winter, but it's only two coffees.
That's
That's like the definition of like first world problems. Like they're like, oh yeah, like when you start comparing things to the price of a latte at Starbucks, shit is fucked up.
Yep. End stage capitalism is a nightmare. Give it, give us some slides, Jake. Let's talk about what the internet has to say about affordability. Because it's clearly an issue every time everybody goes to the grocery store. On average, last month, I should say, people spent over $1,000 more in groceries. The average family, $1,035 more in groceries. So here's from Adam Cochran, breakdown of Black Friday data. Now this was a big talking point. It was like, whoa, sales were up big. But what the Black Friday data actually tells us is that the consumer is weak. 90% of the sales volume was financed. 67% of that intends not to pay it off within 30 days. Roughly $1 billion was spent using BNPL models, which are the worst debt. This points to a really unhealthy comedy. Yeah, if you're buying shit from errands, that's a bad sign. I mean, I thought people stopped doing that buy now BNPL, by the way, is buy now pay later, um, which is just a insane model to fucking take up.
It's not even so much like those kind of companies. It's like Afterpay and Klarna.
Oh yeah, 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 those ones.
And like I don't understand how those companies don't go under because I see it in every purchase I make. I can Afterpay or you know what I mean. I can always that option's available to me literally on anything I purchase.
Hmm.
If I was to take money from those places, that is the absolute last thing I'm paying back if shit goes bad.
Yeah,
Like that's the first bill I skip if stuff goes bad. You know what I
I'm.
mean? I'm not going to skip my mortgage, my car payment, my phone bill. I'm going to skip the Afterpay shit.
That's true. I'm sure at least 500 million of that $1 billion is people intending never to pay that money at all.
Never to pay it back.
Yeah,
At least that's my thought process behind it. Maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I don't use it, so I don't know. But I would just imagine that if it was pay your car note or pay for the things you bought for Christmas, I'm paying the car note.
for sure.
Right.
Yep. You're gonna have to come get this fucking whatever I bought. So there are now 0 U.S. states where a full-time minimum wage job is enough to afford a two-bedroom apartment. That's to rent. an apartment, not to own a home. I don't know how many Speedway coffees you have to sacrifice
Uh,
to get into an apartment,
so
but
that's like 4 cups of coffee a week.
uh,
It's insane that like the absolute bare minimum is people are asking for us to just simply have food or have shelter.
right,
Like that's not like owning a home. That's just simply renting a place to lay your head at night.
right, just long enough to get back to sleep and get back to work.
I
So
don't want to mess up the psychologist's name, but I forget who has a hierarchy of needs. Is that skin? No,
no, it's
it's
Maslow.
Maslow. Hmm? Are you sure? That's dogs.
No, that's Pavlov.
Whatever. But
It's
the
Maslov.
hierarchy of needs.
I know this because I've been through IOP like 1,000 times.
There you go. Well, the hierarchy of needs, the first one is like food and shelter. And
Yeah,
no one can be happy based off of that structure until they have their basic needs.
met.
Like they can't even think about being happy beyond that.
Or their buy now, pay later bill.
Right, right. Just over. Yep,
Right. So
That's
here's,
my issue with the hate on the homeless is like, bro, just put these people where they have food and shelter for
yeah,
literal months, just months until they can get on their feet and think about something other than just merely surviving.
yeah.
right.
People like to hate on like the refugee program for putting people in temporary housing sometimes, or sometimes assisting with food for a couple of months when people get here from war-torn countries. But what we see from the data is that it's in those investments is that you get an output that is incalculable. Now imagine if you multiplied that by all the millions of Americans who are homeless. You would have the GDP output alone would just be insane. You know what I mean? If you just helped people with their basic needs and services, and it shouldn't be on anyone to pay for it other than the corporations who suck the money and life out of these people. And it's just such a simple goddamn formula, and still people are out here just swallowing boots whole.
Man, imagine just not giving SpaceX $20 billion of government money.
Yeah,
Like just that. Like let's just start there. Let's just stop giving them subsidies.
right. Imagine the bridges and roads. Let's break this down. So 1960 median household income $5,600, which is $61,000 in 2024 money, and the median home price was about $12,000 and $130,000 in 2024. 2024, the median house income 83,007. Median home price is 406,000 or 37,259 in $1960. So, for people like me who suck at math, the median household income is up 37% since 1960, and the median home price is up 213%. Uh, and of course, the Kyle Anderson photos comments, but sure, we're not working hard enough and buying too many lattes. Fuck off.
Oh my God,
Um,
guys, stop.
Obviously, Zillow is only like suggestive in terms of like price, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I purchased my house last year in June, and Zillow estimates that the value of my home has gone up 30%. The price of my home has gone up 30%
In a year?
in a year and some change, maybe 26%, give or take, ballparkish. But either way, substantially since I purchased my home,
Wow.
which is insane because that means if I was to sell my home today, if I was to go purchase another house, the price of all the other houses are up as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, it's across the board.
It negatively affects me greatly if the housing market crashes because I'm already into my loan and my house is
Right.
basically not worth what I'm into a loan for, so I'm stuck here. But I would love for the housing market to crash because I'm into a 30-year mortgage, you know what I mean? So I'm not going anywhere. My kids are in school. I mean, my wife and I are grounded rooted here, like we're not leaving. But if the market crashes, then people can actually purchase homes. Not everybody has to go through the struggle that I'm currently, you know what I mean? Like not everybody has to have the same mortgage I have for a house that 6 months from now, if the market crashes, the value is going to be cut in half. I'm going to be upside down on my mortgage, and there's nothing I can do about it except for refinance and pray.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. But the market like has to crash. It has to, because my house is not worth 70. I've done nothing in terms of renovations outside of fresh paint,
Yeah.
and some power washing. You know what I mean? Like, I haven't added $70,000 in value. I've updated some lighting. Like,
Yeah.
that's insane. I've done nothing.
Yeah.
And the higher that my property is valued, the higher my property taxes are.
Yep.
So, like, these old people that are in their homes, you should be begging for the market to crash. You should be fucking begging for it, so you can stay in your homes and they don't keep property taxing you out of your home.
In Ohio is the worst because they're not going to invest that's property tax back into the communities either. They're going to take that property tax and give more tax breaks to other businesses and data centers to come in and wreck your fucking homes. Like that, it's like they're not going to do with that tax money what they should do.
No, they're like, there's a big fight right now to end property tax in Ohio. And as much as I think that's a terrible idea, I understand where people are saying it, because the money that they pay in property taxes is so misappropriated in Ohio. Our
Mm-hmm.
money does not go where it should, which is the community. Like you said, it goes to corporations, it goes to the money that's invested into Ohio to win these special elections. All this property money gets kicked back to those people.
For
They
sure.
ain't doing nothing for free.
Jake, jump in. I see you.
My question is, can you give me a crash course on property tax and what makes it like why do we pay property tax?
John, do you want to, or do you want to?
Well, you can go ahead. Well, one of the main good arguments, or I guess for property tax, would be that to prevent any one person from owning too much property. But we know that that is a falsehood because we have corporations that can buy property and
Yeah.
with
Okay.
unlimited capital. So that would be one of the arguments for. Brad, you want to give them some arguments against, other than the obvious
So,
stuff?
um, property taxes, essentially the city or the township or wherever you purchase your home owns the land. The land is theirs. Essentially, that plot of land, for you to put your home on it, you're paying a property tax on it. So essentially, they're like renting the land to you, because if you don't pay your property taxes, they will come put a lien on your house and get you the fuck out of there. However, your property taxes are supposed to go to things like schools, roadways, fire and EMS. That's where your property taxes go to. They're supposed to go for things that help your community, like those. The
Right.
problem is that we have school districts that are upping property taxes and then investing it in sports and
Right.
not investing it
Mhm.
in the education of students.
And you see that in towns like Poland, where we grew up, where the school levy becomes the tax that supports the school. And so they put an added burden on taxpayers within the village, within
Right.
the township, within the immediate local area, instead of the state just paying what they should or appropriating money from the taxes that they have. They declare a balanced budget every year or surplus, cut taxes for corporations, and force small towns to beg their residents for levies to fund their own schools.
So that's exactly right. So the state doesn't allocate enough money to, like, say, my home school district or whatever. So you put up a property tax or a levy for a property tax on the ballot. Well, I live in a town where it's probably leans towards the older side. Uh, the people that live here are kind of older. They're not inclined to pass a levy that's going to increase their property taxes when they don't have kids in the school.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to get your education funded when you're asking these elderly people, hey, please increase the cost of living for yourself
Mhm.
to help the school. When they see, like, money's being spent on the stadium, but these kids are getting less and less intelligent every single year.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's now that we've bored now that let's talk to the one person who hasn't been bored all the way to death and is still with us. Let's go to the next next. No, it's cool. It's great. I was an
I
interesting
didn't know what
conversation.
I didn't know that stuff. I just
I
didn't know.
I know. It's just we could get in the weeds on that easily, and I find it fascinating. And this is part of the problem. But you know, we're trying to break through on YouTube, so we have to
My
move
biggest thing
on.
is you can't end property taxes, because could you imagine privatized fire and EMS? That's my last thing.
Yeah. There's a great video of old Zoran as an actor who does a an explanatory PSA about why that would be bad. Um, it's great. So the Bernie Sanders number of people who go bankrupt a year due to medical debt, list of every other country, in the United States, 530,000. Every other country, zero. Um, Medical debt is an insane thing for any country, especially for ours. Too much money. Medicare for all is the only answer. Nothing,
Yeah.
everything else is stupid. Polling shows that this is increasingly popular. Even when you tell people that it might raise their taxes slightly, still has 60-40 support in recent polling. Pretty impressive. Not something you would have
It's
seen
like
5, 6 years
it
ago.
seems so like I don't even understand why it's not like 94-6. Like, guys, our money's being used to turn kids into skeletons in the Middle East. Just tell them to let us go to the doctor.
It's the same people not voting for school levies, Brad.
It's insane. I'll never understand it. Fund the war machine. Don't fund healthcare. Whatever.
They got theirs. They're safe. They're taken care of. They ain't paying for nobody else.
Such
All
a
right.
waste.
All right. I'll give us the next one.
Ugh.
40-year change in statewide home prices. Uh, that's 810% in the upper left-hand corner. The blue, it starts turning blue in the 400s. The gray is in the 200s. Uh, the lowest percentage of increase uh, is 210%, somewhere in the middle of the country. That's just
That checks out.
nuts. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm
Looks like.
sorry.
Oh,
194
you know where it is. You
in
know where the fuck.
Louisiana in Louisiana.
Nope. Louisiana's 245. It looks like good old Oklahoma's there at 210.
Mm,
No, 194. Look.
194.
Oh, Louisiana. Oh, never mind. I was looking at Mississippi.
Yep, right there.
Yikes.
Louisiana.
Man, I wonder what they all have in common.
Hmm. Uh, uh, red states.
So property values don't go up as fast. And I'm at 334 over here. I'm looking at this. But
Yeah.
damn.
Yep. Still on the low end. People want to live in uh the West and East Coast. They do not want
Right.
to live in the middle.
Yeah, it's crazy looking at the numbers on the coast.
Yep. All right, Jake, give us the next one.
Everywhere but South Dakota in the middle.
Time for your annual reminder that according to A Christmas Carol, Bob Cratchit makes 15 shillings a week. Adjusted for inflation, that's $530.27 a week, $27,574 a year, or $13.50 an hour. Most Americans on minimum wage earn less than a Dickensian allegory for destitution.
Nice.
Yes. Love a literary reference. It's how many dollars above the minimum wage? Was minimum wage 725?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it is?
I
Yeah.
think it's 750 or something, 775. But yes, under $8 is a
Under
fact.
under $8 for a fact. Federal minimum wage. Not that too many jobs actually pay $7.75, but some do. As most states have a sub minimum wage with tips. So yeah. Making less than 15 shillings, please, sir. Some people need to be visited by ghosts.
Mm,
Jake, go ahead.
that's it.
That's it. All right, cool. That's cool. I hope everybody enjoyed that little tour of affordability. I know that we don't have to tell you because we're all feeling it. You know what I mean? We are not political pundits. We're not politicians. We are just regular people with rent and mortgage and car payments and things like that. And we can tell you, just like you already know, that everything is fucking skyrocketing, especially my goddamn electricity bill. Fuck AI. Tune into our next one. Um, Other thing they talked about during this meeting was murdering people in boats, which is something they like to do. Pete Hegseth made it very clear that he was not finished uh, bombing boats. He's going to keep right on doing it. Uh, Video? There you go.
And then it's getting after and going after narco terrorists and designated terrorist organizations in our own hemisphere. As I've said, and I'll say again, we've only just begun striking narco boats and putting narco terrorists at the bottom of the ocean because they've been poisoning the American people And Joe Biden tried to approach it with kid gloves. And allowed them to come across the border, cartels take over community, 20 million people, hundreds of thousands of Americans poisoned. And President Trump said, no, we're taking the gloves off. We're taking the fight to these designated terror organizations, and it's exactly what we're doing. So we're stopping the drugs, we're striking the boats, we're defeating narco-terrorists.
Also pardoning narco-terrorists, actual narco-terrorists. Not that that's a real thing. I don't even want to like, I don't even want to justify that with a response, like a acknowledging it, because there's no such thing as a narco-terrorist. So let's not make that normal. Pete says he watched the first one but didn't watch the second one. Says that it was the admiral's decision, both him and Trump. So they got this guy. They're pegging this admiral that didn't quit his job, unlike the one who did, is 100% getting fucking played for this one. They are setting him up to be the one. Because
they love a fall guy, dude. They love a fall guy.
They absolutely do. I mean, you could say maybe the guy in DC was a fall guy too. We don't know, but what we can say for sure is that this admiral is a fall guy. Like that's what they're going for. Even Chuck Schumer called Hexas spineless, and he should know. He should be able to identify that condition as it runs in his family. Called him a national embarrassment, but neither him nor Jeffries called for his impeachment. The impeachment of Hexas. Like, how fucking you could at least say that. You know, you have, like, it's been reported widely that there are several Republicans and Republicans on the committees who want this investigated and want him out of office. And still, you can't have the leadership of the Democratic Party even like just say it. It doesn't matter that you don't have the power. Just fucking say it. You have the power to speak. You are still like you have the power of like everybody has to listen to you every time you open your goddamn mouth. Like I don't have a fucking choice.
Who's the guy that's calling for impeachment every week? Who is it?
Me or somebody else?
No. The representative.
Oh, Al Green.
Yeah, Al Green. Yeah, at least we know what he's about.
Yeah, 100%.
He's like, hey guys, this is an impeachable offense. Hey guys, this is an impeachable offense.
Yeah, I don't feel like you have to know much about anything to recognize that once you bomb. So, and this is what really sets it apart, because like bombing the ships, it's a gray area because of mistakes that we've made since 9/11, right? Coming back to kill survivors of a strike in the shipwreck waters, like that's not a gray area. That's a black and white murder. That's murder, right? I mean, it's not even like for anyone, like that's you don't have to be like a military expert to know that. But at the same time, they're still trying to justify it somehow. But this one isn't playing, not with the press. They're not letting up, not with representatives. They're not letting up. This one's not going to die, no matter how hard they try. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing. People are starting to show some fight in and around the Trump organization. But they do just keep blaming Biden for everything. And including, of course, the DC shooter who was brought in after the Afghanistan withdrawal, spent a couple years being vetted, and was finally granted asylum just this year by the Trump administration. And everybody wants to blame everybody and play a blame game. This is a supercut of today's cabinet meeting. Trump and his cronies.
Biden administration, Biden under the Biden administration, the Biden administration under the Biden stupidity. Biden was great. Biden, a guy like Joe Biden. Biden gave away $350 billion.
Under Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
The Biden CHIPS Act. Under the Biden administration.
Under the Biden administration. Joe Biden. Biden.
Yes.
Under the Biden administration. Joe Biden. Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
Under the previous administration. Under the Biden administration. The Biden administration. Under the Biden administration. The Biden administration's.
Biden.
Joe Biden.
Biden. Under the previous administration.
Biden officials.
Biden during the entire previous administration.
Biden did to this country.
Biden. Not everything can be Joe Biden's fault, guys. A lot of things are. Not all of them.
Right. Sometimes we got to take accountability.
At some point, you have to take accountability. And when it comes to what happened in DC with this shooter, this is just something that I want to say. And maybe you guys want to push back. I don't know. But I have to say that like this doesn't fall on the shoulders of uh, Donald Trump. It doesn't fall on the shoulders of Joe Biden. It doesn't fall on the shoulders of uh, George W. Bush or Dick Cheney individually, but collectively, it falls on them and every person who's worked in and around government for the past fucking even the Obama administration for the past I don't know however many years that is 20 some years 20 years let's say since 9/11 20 plus years since 9/11 uh because continually uh we have allowed our freedoms to be less and less. We have allowed this idea that the president is allowed to preemptively strike what might be considered a terrorist in any country at any time, as long as no soldiers on the ground are involved. And so this idea, like this boat thing is clearly illegal. It's clearly stupid. It's clearly extrajudicial. It's clearly murder. But we don't have a goddamn leg to stand on because we have ceded this moral ground over and over and over again and blurred the lines and blurred the lines and blurred the lines. And now we can't like you're not even getting pathetic excuses. You got people go Congress coming out and saying straight up, we're invading Venezuela for the oil. We're invading Venezuela for my portfolio. Like that's like they're just saying it in black and white now. And it's and we can't do anything about it, not because of Joe Biden, not because of Donald Trump, but also because of Joe Biden and Donald Trump and Barack Obama and George W. Bush and Dick Cheney. Like I don't know. Maybe I'm way off base here, but this guy was a child soldier raised by the CIA in Afghanistan to fight the Taliban, and then was abandoned once he got here medically, mentally. They stopped picking up his phone calls. This is exactly what we do to our own veterans. Put them through the most trauma, and then completely abandon them. So why would we expect to do anything less to people from foreign countries who help us out, but to abandon them as well? Now, there's no excuse for shooting people, clearly, right? I feel like I guess that has to be said, but I don't know. Maybe I'm way off base. I would just want your guys' thoughts.
I think you're 100% on base. I think since the Patriot Act, at least since the Patriot Act, we have blurred the lines of what freedom looks like, of what uh, government accountability looks like, of what our defense, our military looks like. Like you said, we have absolutely blurred the lines on what we will allow. And I also think like because it's pretty apparent that we went over to the Middle East after 9/11 with intentions outside of stopping the terrorists. You know what I mean? Like obviously there was oil and the drug trade we've already talked about and those kind of things. Like we had reasons to go over there.
Yeah.
And it's very apparent now. No one denies that. Like you can talk about the attack itself all you want, but no one denies that we went over there and we went for the oil and we went for those things. So it's just like commonplace for America to continue to do that because they got away with it. You know what I mean? Like that's what America is now. They are the bully. And people are like, well, cheap gas is cheaper at the pump. If we kill kids in the Middle East, if we blow up Venezuela, gas is cheaper at the pump.
Yep. Jake, you're not even old enough to remember a time when Congress was brought into the discussion of declaring a war.
Yep.
Never seen it.
Nope.
I don't know. You got you think I'm off base with this one, or is this pretty
No,
much?
I think you're pretty good. Pretty spot on. Can't check you on anything, especially how we treat our veterans. That is full on exactly what we do to these people.
Yeah, 100%. You can't ask anybody to do anything more traumatizing than murder another human being for you,
Right.
in the name of an idea that, especially in the name of an idea that they don't believe it. And then for these people that helped us out in Afghanistan too, like 20 years later, we just turned the government back over to the exact same people we invaded to eliminate in the first place. What a mind fuck that must be.
Yeah.
Just like, oh no, well, you know what we said about the Taliban and it being bad and all. Come on.
We were just joshing around, dude. We were just yanking your chain.
What a silly time.
Crazy. We were crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we were drinking so much back then. I barely remember. Oh shit. So let's as and it continues to this day. So let's talk about this so-called ceasefire that's going on in the Middle East. Every administration has hugged Bibi Netanyahu, despite the fact that he is one of the ones who is responsible for the original lie that started all of this. He has been bullshitting about Iran's fucking nuclear program for 20 plus years as well. He is a full-on war criminal. But when you hug Netanyahu and you don't call out his war crimes, it's really hard to have any legitimacy if you're Schumer or Jeffries. When Pete Hegseth is doing international war crimes, people are like, "Oh, so now the Geneva Convention matters." Like today, it matters. Would it like if Pete Hegseth puts on a fucking Israel flag, is he exempt from such violations of human rights? So here's the past. This is a cut of the past 24 hours in Gaza. This is what a ceasefire looks like, with Palestinians still being murdered in mass. The journalist you saw was murdered just today. A photojournalist just they've now killed more journalists than any. I mean, it's been past that number, but than any country in any conflict in the history of ever, and it's not even close. It says a real thing about you if even some of the worst in human history have allowed the press behind their lines to report, and you will not. That's crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Even though I know your question was rhetorical, the answer is yes. All Pete Hegseth has to do is put on an Israeli flag pin, and his war crimes are forgiven, because you are seeing very clearly that Bibi is committing war crimes and murdering people in a ceasefire, and then you want to I don't know, expect praise for brokering a ceasefire that's non-existent.
Yeah.
Because if they don't talk about it, it's not happening.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. It's crazy how that works. And it's crazy that people are even still pretending that it's a ceasefire. And it's just as bad. Like the West Bank too is still occupied, and there's the cousin of Ibrahim, Mohammed Ibrahim, the 15-year-old kid who was from Florida but was locked in an Israeli prison for 9 months for throwing a rock at a car or some shit like that, allegedly. His cousin was the 20-year-old American settler who was beaten to death by Palestinian settlers. I don't even know. I found that out today. It turns out he didn't know that either until he returned home, which is just makes a sad story even sadder. And just these people that are promoting this violence and just excusing Israel for everything are sick in the fucking head. Also, it's not just Gaza. It's also Syria and Lebanon. Israel's been invading Syria ever since they got rid of their leader. And they're demanding a demilitarized zone, which is crazy because they're just, I don't know, they're just invading them. And Lebanon is another ceasefire that gets broken every single day with bombs. And so you see where we don't even have the moral ground. That's why we need new and better representation, including Afton Bain in Tennessee. So hopefully
with 42% of the vote, and currently she's up 6.3%.
Sick. Means nothing, but sick.
Means nothing, but sick.
If she gets close, and even if she gets close, you will see, and you can, and I'm not going to be the only place you're going to hear this, but you will see other Republicans decide to retire and even resign, because it is not worth campaigning to go into and fight. If you're going to lose, if there's going to be an 18-point swing, even let's say she loses by 4, if there's an 18-point swing in red districts, it is hardly worth your time and effort to fight as an old man or an old, nah, it's the Republican Party, as an old man running for your seat. I mean, come on. It's not going to be worth your time. And if you are even in a slightly more competitive district, or you might be able to go get a job in corporate where it stops being profitable for you, especially since as a second discharge petition is working its way through Congress, and it is the stock trading ban. There are Republicans reaching across the aisle, and despite the obfuscation from Minority Leader Jeffries, all the Democrats will vote to ban stock trading, and enough Republicans will vote to get it on the floor. So that is a huge news, but also probably why Marjorie Taylor Greene left Congress.
And why Nancy Pelosi is bowing out respectfully.
Right. Just like, well, I guess my time here is done. Yeah, I mean, the corruption is clear. And until we get rid of this kind of garbage, this is why we can't have moral things. Like a president in a real Congress with real people with principles who weren't bought and paid for, this presidency would have ended months ago. This presidency would have never happened. Right? So
yes,
we're so far off the beam. It is time for a very hard reset, and so we are praying for good results in Tennessee tonight as part of that. But we've already had some good push so far, and we just got to keep fighting. I want to play one more thing for that meeting, just because I just can't let this man. He's so racist, and we just forget about it so often. And I want to move to the next thing, but also, the fuck, brother, this is crazy.
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I can say that about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise. But when they come from hell, and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
Any projection there? Sense any projection about the bitching and complaining all the time?
I don't see Somalians bitching. I don't see any of this. Like where are they bitching?
I'm a big supporter of Ilhan Omar. And the only time that what I see her fighting for is better wages, workers' rights, things for people.
I don't get it.
Yeah. So it's definitely not that. Go ahead, Jake.
I'm not surprised, but I know like there are people who just like agree with that statement and what he's saying, and it just like it's so upsetting because those are the ones that are still following him like hardcore, are the ones that believe that he is speaking the truth right there.
Yeah.
And that's what's just sickening to me.
In an unrelated post today, Elon Musk just happened to tweet out about how the white race was becoming a minority, with the old grand replacement theory or whatever. And
It's
if it's,
not.
it's not, it's not. And
Not.
honestly, God, I don't give a fuck if it does. You
Right.
know, I'll be honest with you. Like
That would
these people are not making a good argument for their fucking culture. Like if their culture goes extinct, like I feel like okay.
when the white white whatever is that's when we know the world is healing.
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Honestly, honestly.
Dude, just the Amish alone are going to keep the white going. They're having like a dozen kids a couple. You know what I mean? Like, relax. You guys are all right, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna be
Yeah, calm
fine.
down.
You're gonna be just fine. How many knows how many fucking sperm gloops Elon's got cooking right now anyway?
I just have
Fucking
no idea why people are so worried about the color of people's skin. It's so weird to me.
it is so weird, man. Like some of these issues should have just been settled. And I feel like that complacency and the thought process of a lot of people that these issues were settled uh lend itself to the fucking decay of our civilization over the past 20 some years. And we should have it should have been recognized right away when Islamophobia has been like immediately after 9/11 was just so accepted and prevalent. Like you should have recognized right then and there, hey, there's a problem because if we're going to start fucking going after one group of people here, we're opening the door up to racism. And here we are, not even 20 years later, and we're trying to reverse the Civil Rights Act. Like that's what happens, folks. Like that's what you cannot fucking sleep on this shit. That's how that happens.
Because a podcaster thought it was a good idea. So now it's got backing from the public.
Right. Listen, not for nothing. I got ideas. Universal healthcare, a
Yeah, I
living
got a few
wage.
thoughts I'd like to run by you.
Yeah. If you're taking hints from podcasters, I got some notes. I got a few things for you. All right. Racist piece of shit. Let's do something fun. Let's go through our hate mail. Let's see what the
And
let's get some of the hate. Hate, hate, hate,
God,
hate,
I
hate.
love this.
This is a
We
little
appreciate y'all so much, dude. I love to argue.
I want to thank the nation, first of all, for all the kind comments and for jumping on these people. And sometimes by the time I get there, y'all have already tore these people to
yeah,
shreds.
I've definitely seen a lot more of just like positive and like agreeing lately.
For
It
sure.
used to just be hate.
Yeah, it used to be all hate.
Yeah.
Actually, I had to dig for some of these. This one's out of order, so give me a different
I
one.
think that's a response. Is it
Yeah.
this one?
Yes. So this is in response to me saying that the uh Pentagon needs audited. This guy came in to defend them. And I said, does Lockheed Martin pay you for PR or do you lick boots for free? And this idiot says, no, but I'm invested in Lockheed General Dynamics and a few other DoD contractors, and the dividends are nice. Which I said, I bet they fucking are. So you aren't in denial of the problems, but you benefit, so it's okay with you. Taxpayer subsidized dividends. We should be taxing your realized and unrealized gains to recoup our losses, you goddamn welfare queen.
Yeah, they don't understand it. They just don't
No.
understand how the world works. So that irritates me.
Yeah, it's so because this man clearly has, well, okay, he might have a $6 stash account, right? Like I don't know what he actually has. You know what I mean? His dividends might be 33 cents a week. But um let's assume this is a person with actual money, and because this is how people with actual money think, right? Like let's assume that this is real. Like this is part of the fucking problem. This is part of the problem. This is one of those ideas, people. Tax realized and unrealized gains like the income that they are. Period. Tax this motherfucker because he's taking our money. Especially if you're invested in Lockheed Martin. Lockheed Martin takes subsidies and then does stock buybacks. There's a half a dozen problems to fix right there. We could have like schools made of diamonds if we just took care of this, like if we just focused on this one problem right here and just was like, okay, first of all, stock buybacks, no, we're taxing those and forcing you to reinvest in your company, or we tax gains, realized, unrealized, both, whatever. Like by the time we're done fixing those issues, like we will literally have streets paved of, I don't know, I'd say gold, but I'm sick of gold. Maybe something better, paved with chocolate bars. I don't know, something good. All right, give us some more hate. Hate, 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 hate. All right. Oh, this is the original post.
Is that the original one?
Yeah,
I didn't know we had a 3 sequence.
yeah.
It's
That's
time
all
we
right.
don't need
That's
her.
all right. We don't need it anymore.
We don't need her.
Okay, so this is a response to the Mohammed Ibrahim story, the 15-year-old boy who was locked up in an Israeli prison and tortured for 9 months because he threw a rock at a car, allegedly. This is from Hector.Gonzalez51 at, yes, yahoo.com. That's correct. Uh, Hector, anybody else want to try to pick a.
Do you want
Can't
me to
read
read it
this.
for you?
Go ahead, Jake.
You people pick up bad, new, right way. Well, I hope he doesn't throw more. He can't commit crime. So what you want, red carpet, and you said he throw a rock. Lucky he didn't hard somebody. Just because Americans he had no right throwing stone at another country. You know he did wrong.
I didn't catch the he had when I was reading it myself.
It's like a Gen Z Stephen Hawking.
He had. Oh my God. Shut the fuck up, first of all, is what I have to say to you. Like, this is a child we are talking about. I'm sure that Hector Gonzalez 51 at some point in his adolescence made a mistake. And I doubt he was fucking tortured for it for 9 months. So maybe just shut up. But of course, it's Israel, so people got to come fucking flying out of the woodwork. You think Israel paid $7,000 for that response? Or is he's just doing this one on his own?
This one looks self-made,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
yeah. Doing
And
this
it might have been like talk to text, I'm assuming, or something.
Do you think that like we're so important to respond to for Hector.Gonzalez 51 that he's in his car scrolling TikTok at a red light, but has to
I would
respond
I would
before he
like
gets to work?
I would like to think so, yes.
Okay.
I
Okay.
was thinking more like angry treadmill walk, like scrolling through and like,
Okay. Sure, 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 sure.
yep.
Either way, like
These sons of bitches.
to be
They won't get away with this. They will
they
not get
will
away with
they will not get away with
Not
it.
on my watch.
I
this.
love it. I love it. Good. I mean, good. Thanks to the nation. All right, give us another one, Jake.
Yes.
Socialism equals communism. I just said no because I'm not going to argue with that because it's just wrong. Like ducks are not chickens. That's not how. Just because you say so doesn't make it so. Um,
Old
this
Schlagbearer could not tell us what either one of them are. Could not tell us what either one is at
no,
all.
no. It's here socialism at the end of the video, which means he watched this video through to the end. So thank you, Schlagbearer. He also got Schlag born in these comments. He was fucking buried uh, by by the nation. Like you guys came out in full force. Guardian of the Pedos is probably the nicest thing that got said to this man in the comments. And with good reason, man. Like, because this is such a problem, you know? People don't understand like what any of this stuff is, what parts are good, what parts are bad, and the level of socialism we're asking for here in the United States is like it's like a democratic socialism. It's not even socialism. People who talk about socialism here in the United States are talking about capitalism guardrails, like common sense capitalism. Like they're not even talking about actual socialism.
No.
They're just talking about like McDonald's shouldn't be able to, stick you with a thorny a fucking rake every goddamn day, and then not pay taxes too. Like that's that's like yeah, and raise prices all at the same time. That's all we're asking for. Socialism, universal basic health care. People shouldn't die in medical debt. You know what I mean? Like nothing fucking crazy, and that's not communism. If it is, if that's communism to you, then yes, that is what I want. Okay, if that's if your definition of communism is universal healthcare, then by all means, uh, bring it on, comrade. I'm all for it. It's not. It's not, by the way. But I'm. These people are never going to read a book.
Dinkelberg.
Dinkelberg. All three of you are still at your parents' house, huh? Well, no.
Dude, I'll trade it all right now. Let me move back into mom's. I'm tired of these bills, dude.
I want, if you are curious, just go look at this man's page. It is the strangest thing on earth. it scared me a little bit, and it takes a lot to scare me on TikTok. My feed is a little bit weird, but
Indeed.
I was
Dinkelberg.
sensing a lot of weird stuff on there.
Yeah. I just want to point out too, it is not a mark on your character if you have to live with your parents in this fucking economy. If you are living with
No.
your parents to save money or whatever, it's fucking insane. We have a nice apartment out here in Pittsburgh. We, pay for it, but it sucks to have to pay rent, and it is not easy. Bills are not easy to pay, and most jobs, like that statistic said, almost if you're working a job for 13.50 an hour, even you're not making enough in most states to rent an apartment. So that's you know
Not if you
that's
want to eat too,
not if you want to eat too.
or have a car, or a phone, or God forbid you get sick.
Right. Anything else on Dinkelberg?
He's just a weirdo.
Strange motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Smiller? Smiller? S. Miller?
Sure.
Okay. Every person I know in poverty has a $500 to $1,000 phone and a $100 a month phone plan. Again, thank you, Nation, for burying this asshole deep, deep in the comments where he belongs. But yeah, this is such a stupid fucking thing. Capitalism requires you to have a phone and to be online. And without it, you cannot get a job. You cannot file for benefits. You can't register for stuff. You can't do anything without one. So maybe this guy could just take a small step back and go fuck himself.
And just real quick, maybe if we checked capitalism every once in a while and didn't allow Apple and Android to create monopolies on the cell phone industry, maybe you
What?
wouldn't have to have a phone that costs $1,000. You know what I mean? Maybe it
Wow.
wouldn't be, you know what I mean? It's almost like we've allowed them to create monopolies and then we get mad because we have to purchase their product.
It is almost like that, isn't it? It is
Mm,
almost like that. That's crazy. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. We got any others, Jake? Or is that it? Maybe just the
no,
end?
no. I will say their profile picture's ugly.
What's going on in there? Is that a couple of dogs?
Just
Hey,
dogs.
can I pet that dog?
Can I not pet a dog?
Oh, don't do that. Can I pet that dog?
That's it.
Get that fucking. Speaking of capitalism, your dog does not want that sweater.
Yeah. And
No.
real original, two golden retrievers.
Yeah, right.
My
Right.
wife's trying to buy sweaters for the dog, the new dog, and I'm like, absolutely not, bro. Their dogs are literally built for dogging.
Yeah, no,
Like,
it's
what do you mean? She can go outside to use the bathroom for all 6 minutes she's out there without a coat on.
I will say that my sister's Dash and she does love her fits.
She
She's
has
a bit
alopecia.
she's yes, she's a bit of a diva.
Well, what kind of dog is it?
Wiener dog.
Oh, okay.
Short, short-haired one. It's not the
Mhm.
Oh,
fuzzy.
Mhm.
well, the new puppy is 50 pounds and a fatty. She doesn't need a fucking coat. Little
No.
dogs that you can like fit in your hoodie pocket, that's different.
Yeah, right.
They're just the
Absolutely.
cutest little things, and they just need little coats to keep them warm.
They do. They do. All right. One last thing to mention, Sabrina Carpenter, showing how easy it is to just be a regular human being in this society by telling the Trump administration, who used her song in one of their shitty ICE videos, that they couldn't use her song for evil, for your evil shit, which is a phenomenal response. And so goddamn easy, it makes you wonder why it's so hard for other people to speak out.
Taylor Swift.
Thank you, Chase. All right. Now that Jake said that, we feel like we could officially wrap this one up. And he got that off his chest. He can sleep easy tonight. Uh, to watch Tennessee 7 and every other special election coming up. We've also got a great candidate out in Wisconsin we're going to talk about in the coming weeks. But thank you all for being here. Thank you for being part of the Derealization Nation. Thanks for watching, listening, liking, subscribing, sharing, telling your family, your friends. Buy a t-shirt on derealizationnation.com. Follow us TikTok, Instagram, and Threads too. Until next time, I'm John.
I'm Jake.
And I'm Brad.
And that's what's left.
The entire housing market is inflated due to mega corporations purchasing single family homes.